Hey friends! Welcome to episode 3 of our Celestial Journey Idyllic Aegean cruise around the Greek islands in August 2024. In this episode, I will tell you about everything that we did in Santorini, Greece, and hopefully I can give you some useful tips and tricks. Santorini was our third stop on our itinerary, and as you can see from the timetable, we docked at around 7 a.m. and we were due to leave midnight. With such an early arrival, of course, we wanted to see the beautiful sunrise at the island of Santorini. So we woke up quite early and we headed up straight to the very front of the ship. When you come out of the gym, there is almost like a secret balcony located at the nose of the ship. And this is where we went to watch this beautiful sunrise and the Celestial ship docking in the port of Santorini. So if you have the opportunity, I would highly recommend that you do the same. Once again, nobody seems to know about this balcony, and it was just ourselves and 2 other people, so we had the whole entire view for us. At Santorini, we had to use a tender boat in order to get from the big cruise ship to the land. This is because the size of the port is quite small. It may be due to how the actual seabed is. There is a volcano nearby, so again, big ships cannot go close to the land. That's why smaller boats are required to move passengers from the ship onto the land. In order for passengers to use the tender boat, you would have to go to the designated meeting point and collect your tender boat tickets. Now, in our case, our meeting point was the Horizon Bar located on deck 11, and we had to go there very, very early, from around 8:30, if I'm not mistaken. Once you collect your tickets, you can then head down to deck 3 and wait for a number to be called, and after that you can board the small tender boat. The actual journey from the cruise ship to the port is no longer than 10 minutes. Once on land, you will arrive in the beautiful port of Fira. I unfortunately didn't take any pictures of the port, so this is just a photo from the internet that I've added just for reference. The port, of course, is located at the foot of Santorini, and all the famous whitewashed buildings are all located on the top. Now, in order for you to get from the bottom to the top, you've got 3 options. First, you can use the cable car, which is quite convenient. It costs around 10 euros per adult and 5 euros per child one way, and it takes no longer than 10-15 minutes at the most. The second option you may want to use during the summer period, there are actual donkey rides that are on offer. We did not want to take a donkey ride purely because there is a very large number of stairs that the donkeys basically climb, and having you sat on top of the donkey didn't seem like the most humane way to go all the way up, so we skipped that option, but I assume it might be quite fun for some people. And then, of course, the third option is for you to climb all the stairs up on foot. When you come off the cable car, you will basically find yourself in the very center of Santorini. We wanted to see as much of the island as possible, so this is where we decided to rent a car to enable us to drive all around the island without having to depend on other people, organize tours, etc. We rented this really cute smart convertible car, and yeah, we paid, I believe, around 85 euros in total for the entire day. In hindsight, I wouldn't recommend renting a convertible car because due to the heat and the really strong sun, we weren't really able to enjoy that, and the car being a convertible costed a little bit more. I think if we would have gone with a normal car, we would have paid at around 65 euros for the whole day. There are loads of things to do in Santorini, loads of trips that you can join. There are plenty of very nice vineyards if you're into wine. As I said, there is a volcano that you can visit, and so many other options. The person who worked in the rent-a-car venue gave us some very, very good recommendations. And so on this next map, you will see all the points that we wanted to see. I had highlighted them in red. So this was our plan for the day, to see as much as possible. As we know, Santorini is very popular for its beautiful sunsets. And so the locals recommended, instead of going to Oya, which is a very famous village with the whitewashed rooftops, they recommended that we head south and watch the sunsets from the opposite direction of the island. The reason for that is because they said Oya gets extremely crowded during sunset hour. But traveling all the way to Santorini, of course, we couldn't miss on not going to Oya. So what we decided to do instead was to head south first, explore the south side of the island, and then head up through the central part of the island and up to the north. And so we headed southwest to the lighthouse, and right next to it there was this really cute coffee place that had its tables just on the side of the cliff, as you can see from this picture. We then continued further south through some very scary, steep roads, I must say. And we went to the Red Beach, which you can see pictures from, but wait for the video that follows next. How beautiful was that, right?
Ancora, Gabri.
It was then around lunchtime, so we wanted to find a nice place to have some tasty local lunch. So we headed down to this fisherman's village, and we found a cute little restaurant on top of a cliff where we had some very nice local dishes for a fraction of the price if we compare it to what everything costed in the Oya village. After lunch, the heat was so unbearable that we were desperate for a pool or a beach, anything to cool ourselves down. So we came across this really nice hotel which had a beautiful pool. However, in order for us to use the pool for the day, I think it cost something like €100 for the day. So we decided to give that a skip, and instead we went to this beach that you see right now on the map, and yeah, we spent the rest of the afternoon there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of the beaches in Santorini. They were very stony, and I personally prefer a beach with sand. So we didn't stay much longer. We basically took a dip in the water, cooled ourselves down, and then we made our way to this monastery, which was quite nice place to get a very nice view of the entire island. After that, it was finally time for us to head over to the north of the island, to the village of Oya. And here is a little clip of what we could see there. When we arrived in Oya, we could definitely see what the locals had been telling us earlier in the day. There were a lot more people. Everyone was lining up, trying to get that perfect picture of themselves. So yeah, I mean, it was worth going there, and I'm happy that we did. But personally, I don't think that Santorini is my ideal place for a holiday, if that makes sense. It's a very nice place to visit. Obviously, super famous, very romantic, beautiful sunsets, but not my holiday place. But I'm happy that we went there, and we got to tick this off our bucket list. I guess I'm going to quickly list the things that I didn't like about Santorini, just to make it clearer for everyone. First of all, it's quite overpriced, especially if you compare it to other places in Greece. That's probably because it's so popular. Loads of tourists go there, but expensive. The beaches, I'm not a fan of the beaches there. And everything is kind of up on top. So in terms of getting from one place to another, you definitely need to rent a car or a motorbike. Not my place. And finally, after dropping off our rent-a-car, this was the end of our day in Santorini. We decided to take the stairs all the way back to the port. I believe in total there are 588 steps, and yes, come on, look at that beautiful view. If you also decide to take the stairs all the way down, be very careful because they clean them in the evening, and therefore the steps are very, very slippery. So be careful. So by the time we went back to port, most of the other cruise ships had already departed. So it was just us and our fellow passengers. Because the departure was not until midnight, there was an option for us to stay on shore and have dinner in one of the local restaurants. But as I said, we wanted to go back on board the ship, and so that's what we did. We took the tender boat, which we had to wait for probably around half an hour, and then after quickly getting ready, taking a shower, etc., we enjoyed a beautiful dinner and the evening show. That night on board the ship, it was a Greek night, and for those of you who were interested, the suggested dress code was dressed in blue. That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it and you found the information useful. If you could please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, like the video, comment, and I will see you in the next episode where we will be talking about our experiences in Mykonos. Thank you, bye!